You know, these are times that we really have to be very careful, especially by politicians. Even though loads of us were very young, we still remembered what happened in 1982, even talking about the structural adjustment, austerity measure, and so many things politicians were doing in 82, leading into 83, early 83, towards the election. And people are saying, enough is enough. When someone is wrong, we should learn to call a spade. Because if we say the police, in this case, well, is right, in logic, if what the police is right, have done is right, it means that what the National Assembly members have done is also right, because it goes in the same line. So what can we do to avert a recurrence of this? Because now we have seen a sequence of how his car had been stopped before he even left the PDP, and what he has also experienced now, and we're saying, well, it's not a good signal if we get into cities, plus what they have come up to deny, that they haven't actually issued an arrest warrant against the speaker. So these are things that, well, doesn't add up as we go into the polls.
Let us, maybe as politicians now, let me talk as a politician, let us distinguish or remove propaganda from the real thing. Well, there's no doubt that the opposition is making a political capital out of this. The reason is that they have gotten for themselves a big catch from the PDP, and arguments have now changed. The arguments have now changed. It's such that, I'm sure I listened to Lajilai Mohammed yesterday when he was trying to rationalize a situation where that he has not seen in any book where the majority, I mean, that it's written that it must be the majority that must produce the leaders of the House.
We're closing now. Sorry to cut you there, but Bimbo Daramola joins us now on phone. We'll take a quick one and listen to him. He was also there, I presume. Good morning, Honorable Daramola. Tell us what truly transpired. I'm sure our visuals, our cameras also caught you in that particular situation on that day. What happened?
Well, thank you very much. Let me set this premise. I'm actually joining this discussion because I don't want Nigerians to have an inclined thought that is negative against the House of Representatives, the members that they voted to represent their interests, and largely the democracy that people have craved for so long. Now, Mr. George Ike, I don't know. It is relying on the footage, which is factual, but it must also be able to contextualize how did we get to that point. 360 members voted to represent interests of their constituency at the National Assembly, where at that point, that money, was supposed to resume that money to discuss or deliberate on an issue that was of interest to Mr. President and Nigeria. And the letter that was written to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I don't know whether he wrote his name or not. He wrote a letter to the Speaker, and the Speaker cannot be void. There must be somebody that will preside. So if a subterraneous effort was prevented, or a subterraneous effort was made to ensure that the person, the substantive, the Speaker, was not able to access where Mr. President's letter will be read. So the same members who we are now deriding for scaling defense, isn't that something wrong? Now let me give you a ringside witness account. Members have been going in. There were members already seated in the chamber that day. Okay? And it's not correct to say that the deputy speaker came after the speaker. That's not correct. Mr. Ike should not dish out falsehood to Nigeria. That's not correct. Members had sat in the chamber already. And then the speaker, I was supposed to drive in. I was actually at that point. And I was asking, what was this movement all about? It was supposed to be a simple thing. I was coming in from the head of service angle, and then the speaker was coming in through the main gate. And I saw Honorable Kawu coming out. And he said, Bimbo, 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 Bimbo. I said, what's going on? And then I turned to look at Honorable Kawu running towards the speaker, and I saw the speaker walking towards the gate. And I asked myself, what's going on here? While I was doing that, the security people said I shouldn't move my car. I should park there because I drove myself. And then I joined them and I said, what's going on? We got to the gate, and then Mr. Speaker, the footage is also there. Mr. Speaker had to re-identify himself. He said, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, will you please allow me to go and preside over the house? The man had a phone to his ears, and he kept quiet. At that point in time, nobody had killed any censors. At that point in time, and even said somebody was thirsty the police. Did members come to National Assembly with stones? I want objective analysis. This kind of thing that Mr. Jodeke says, it has capacity to make Nigerians feel, despondent.
Yeah, but Mr. Daramola, the question is, I mean, we have heard your own account of the story. The question is it justifiable? Let's even assume that you were there for over 2 hours. Is it justifiable for lawmakers to go over the fence the manner in which they have done? That's the question.
No, let me,
I can hear you, please go ahead.
Now, it's not a decorous act. I agree with you, it is not decorous, it is not nice. But you cannot treat an issue in isolation. That's not isotopic. It must be contextualized. You only, that same day or the day before, 7 people just succeeded in obtaining a house of 26 APC and had a speaker. Heavens did not fall or has not fallen. Mr. Ikedi referred to that. Is that a decorous act?
Well, I think...
I think the country, excuse me, my friend,
very quickly, because we're out of time.
And, okay, this is a country where one impunity leads to the other. He just told you, should I just say something there, that somebody tried to hack for the names of the house. On what basis? On whose order? And things are happening in this country, and Nigerians and people are pitching Nigerians against their legislators over humanity.
Well, I'm afraid that is where we have to leave it, Honorable Bimbo Daramola. We would like to thank you so very much for speaking with us via phone. We'll stay on the matter, and subsequently we have you and so many other people will actually stay this side of this particular story. Many thanks for speaking with us from Abuja. And Mr. George A.K., we would like to say thank you so very much for coming.
Oh, you don't want me to respond to it? I think because there are a few things that were incorrect that he said.
We're really out of time. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Many thanks for coming. Okay. Well, Sarah Zella takes a moment now. And when we return, we'll look at another burning issue. Stay with us.